Hi guys, it's Stephanie, and I'm going to first start off by saying this video is in no way a funny story. I chose the title because it kind of reminded me of the book or the movie It's Kind of a Funny Story, so if you guys have seen that, you may know where this video is going. And then second, I know that the issues I talk about in this video, not all of you can relate. And I took a few days to think about making this video because I'm kind of scared of what people are gonna think. But I know that if this just helps one person out there, then it's done its job. So enough of that. Many of you guys that have been with us for a while know that in the past I've suffered from depression and anxiety. I always thought that it was kind of a phase that I would go through. I've gone through a lot of traumatic experiences in my life that I'm not open to sharing with anybody, and I've kind of pushed those events and those memories back into my unconscious mind where I thought they would be locked up and thrown away the key, never to be thought about again. But that's not how your mind works. So about 2 months ago, I started getting really sad, lonely, lethargic. I wasn't motivated. I didn't want to do anything. And then I started getting really anxious about just little things. And then I would have full-on panic attacks. And it got to the point where I was tired of living that way. And I remember telling Melissa that, and she was kind of worried. I was kind of worried for myself. So on April 22nd, I decided to check myself into inpatient treatment, which is basically what a lot of people think of as a psych ward. And, you know, my thought going into that, I was scared, but I was ready because I was tired of living the way that I was, and I was tired of having that roller coaster of a life when I didn't know if I would be depressed or happy or sad, and I was just tired of it. So I checked myself in to inpatient. That's where I've been for the last week. I was discharged April 29th, so I spent 7 days. It's a short-term facility, so it's usually 3 to 5 days, but I spent 7 days in there. And I can honestly say it was one of the best things I could have done for my mental health. I feel like talking about this is extremely taboo, and that's kind of why I wasn't sure I wanted to make this video, because I know my coworkers may see this, my family may see this, my friends may see this, but this is a part of me. This is something that I will probably live with the rest of my life, and I have to deal with it now before it gets to the point where there could be a suicide attempt or, you know, more suicidal ideations, which is what I was having, which is what took me to my unit. So I'm not going to talk about what went on in there just because it's personal, it's private, but if you're feeling this sort of way and you don't think there's anything you can do about it, a lot of the people I spoke to said that suicide was their only way out. But there are people out there, medical professionals, techs, other people suffering with mental illness that want to help you, that want to care about you, that want to see you get over this and become the person that you want to be. And I made friends that I will have for the rest of my life in there in the unit. So if you guys are watching this, hey! But so that just goes back to nobody is immune to any sort of mental illness, depression, anxiety, bipolar, you know. It doesn't choose a certain ethnicity or an age or any of that. It can happen to any of us. It can happen to the best of us, you know. So just know that you're not alone. in this in any way. I thought I was the only person in the world having these thoughts and these feelings, but that's not the case, you know? There are a ton of people out there that feel the same way that I do and want to get better. So that has been my story. It just kind of is just, it kind of reminds me of the book and the movie, because you find this hope in the most unexpected place. And I pray that I never have to go back into inpatient. The only reason why I would go back is to visit somebody, but never to actually be a patient. So that has been it. Like I said, I'm sorry if you can't relate to this, but if you can, just know I'm always here. I'm always open to talk about anything. So until next time, guys.